Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome my fellow commissioners, city staff, and members of the community to tonight's Cerritos Senior Services Commission meeting. I will now call to order the Tuesday, August 18th, 2026, 7 p.m. meeting of the Cerritos Senior Services Commission. And at this time, I'd like to invite my fellow commissioner, Mr. Dawson, to lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand and place your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
Thank you so much. May we have the roll call, please?
I will announce your name and ask that you please state present for the record. Commissioner Barlevy,
Present.
Commissioner Chen,
Present.
Commissioner Singh, Vice Chairperson Dawson,
Present.
and Chairperson Bott.
Present.
All commissioners noted as present.
We're moving on to item 4, presentations. On the agenda is presentations. Ms. Costello, do we have any presentations for tonight?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. We do have one employee we would like to recognize for the Senior Center Employee of the Quarter. Candidates for the Employee of the Quarter are nominated by their fellow staff members. Individuals that have put forth the extra effort to enhance the division's goals of providing highest quality programs and services to the community are presented with this award. Tonight, we will recognize Aviara Caravello. Aviara, can you please step forward for us? Community Services Leader 2, Aviara, was selected as Employee of the Quarter for the second quarter of the 2026 year in recognition of her dedication, positive attitude, and disposition to consistently go above and beyond at the Cerritos Senior Center. Avi is a dependable and valued team member who takes initiative and assists with a wide variety of tasks, from creating flyers for classes and events and assisting with administrative work to preparing poster boards and helping with class and rental setups. Abby can always be counted on to lend a hand and get the job done efficiently and professionally. Abby also provides excellent customer service. She's friendly, welcoming, patient, and respectful toward our senior patrons and fellow staff members. Her strong communication skills and positive attitude help create a warm and welcoming environment for everyone who visits the Senior Center. Avi's dedication, dependability, and willingness to help make her a truly valued member of our team. She is very deserving of this recognition, and please join me in congratulating Aviara. I would now like to invite the members of the Senior Services Commission to join Aviara in the presentation area for a group photo.
Abby, do you want your family?
United family?
Are you sure? It's okay.
It's a good opportunity, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you, I
Heard
appreciate
a
it.
lot of good things about you.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. Well, good job, continue doing it.
Thank you.
Family shy?
Moving on to the next item, public comments. I'd like to now open public comments for the items that are not listed on the agenda, but that are within the subject matter of the commission. Verbal comments may be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, subject to the chair extending to a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker. The total time allocated allotted will not exceed 45 minutes unless the chair extends. Are there any speakers for today? I think there is one, and I believe. I don't see a name here, but I know there is a speaker. If I may invite you, please. Yeah,
No problem. We'll have it written down after. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Carly Gilheis. I've lived in the city since 2000. I wanted to say thank you to this commission. As you know, our senior citizens demographic is growing. We're getting more and more seniors by the day in our city, and so it's nice that we're taking this time to look after them. And because of that, I wanted to let you know about some activity that had been happening at the Senior Center last Friday and today. So last Friday, Linda Johnson went into the Senior Center and started talking to the seniors about if they signed the repeal or the recall, that they should pull their submission. Now that's against the election rules. They are campaigning, and they cannot campaign in a city property like that. When my team went to get signatures, we were told we had to stay outside and we have to be in the freedom of speech area, and that no one can campaign inside. But Linda Johnson went in last Friday and was campaigning in there, moving from table to table, trying to convince senior citizens to change their mind. Today, Frank Yokoyama went in and did the same thing. Again, it's against the rules. So I don't know if Frank didn't understand the cease and desist letter that I gave him a couple of weeks ago. That behavior is illegal. He cannot do that. He's already tried to interfere with businesses, going in and intimidating them, and I have proof of that, and I have his business card that he left with the business saying they could not have petitions there for people to sign. He has to stop doing that. A cease and desist is about the behavior, not about the location. And now we're finding out that he's trying to manipulate and intimidate seniors at the Senior Center. So I'm here to be like, okay, it feels like if I had my dad over there who's 85, that he's being preyed upon by two people that run the city that are supposed to help him. Two people that represent the city and are supposed to represent that demographic. So I'm asking you guys to be aware, and if you don't go to the Senior Center, please go. I'm going over there tomorrow to speak to the manager and address the situation. I'm also going to talk with the city attorney about what's going on over there. And then specifically, Mr. Barleby, it's been brought to my attention that you have been running around to our signing events and taking pictures and sending them back to Frank Yokoyama. I don't know what the double agent, the spy thing is that you're doing, but you probably want to stop that because it doesn't make you look good in the city with your fellow residents. It's really kind of, it's pathetic actually. So if they want to know what's going on, they can come and ask us. I'm here every council meeting. I don't have any problem talking with them. I asked to meet with Linda. She never set it up. They don't want to know what's going on. They just want to cause problems. So please stop doing that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Gilheis. Are there any other speakers for tonight? Okay, seeing none. Ms. Costello, did we receive any written correspondences?
Our office did not receive any written correspondence for items listed on tonight's meeting agenda by the 3 p.m. deadline.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So seeing none, I will close the public comment period at this time. Moving on to the consent calendar. The next section of the meeting is item 6A, the consent calendar. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes for the Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 Senior Services Commission meeting?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make this motion to amend the minutes. On item 6, after the sentence on Mr. Chand speaking regarding the increase in seniors' civic engagement, I'd like to add a sentence saying that Commissioner Barlevy requested and was provided by staff clarification on the purview of the commission.
Okay.
And I guess with that, I'll make a motion to
Okay, with the,
to approve the
correction.
minutes with that addition.
okay.
And
So-
Commissioner Barlevy, if I may ask, if you could please repeat the
Oh, the
slight
verbiage?
modification you're requesting, just so
Yeah.
we can make sure we get the language correct.
Sure. Commissioner Barlevy asked and received clarification on from staff on the purviews of the commission.
Thank you. And that was under item 6. Commissioner Barlevy asked and received clarification on the purview of the commission.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with the addition, do we have a motion and a second?
I thought I made the motion.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Barlevy makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you. And then would the staff please activate the electronic voting?
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next item, new and old business. The next item is 7A. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson. Item 7A is review and consideration of an informational report providing an overview of the City of Cerritos Dial-A-Ride Service Program. Tonight's presentation will be given by members of our Community Development Department, including the Director of Community Development, Sabrina Chan, and Management Analyst, Mariel Angeles. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Angeles to begin her presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Costello. Good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Senior Services Commission. My name is Mariel Angeles, Management Analyst with the Department of Community Development, which oversees the city's Dial-A-Ride program. The presentation before you this evening provides an overview of the city's Dial-A-Ride program, including eligibility requirements, service area, and use of service. Please turn your attention to the screen for my presentation. The City of Cerritos proudly offers a demand response Dial-A-Ride transportation service for Cerritos senior residents age 55 and older and Cerritos residents with disabilities, providing mobility alternatives for the Cerritos community, allowing eligible residents to maintain their independence and quality of life. On July 1st, 2026, following City Council approval of a new service contract, the city transitioned Dial-A-Ride operations to a new transit provider, MV Transportation. The new operator introduced service improvements, including new online and mobile reservation capabilities, real-time trip management, and updated service features designed to improve customer experience. Dial-A-Ride is a shared ride service, which means that a vehicle may pick up multiple passengers to be dropped off in a similar destination area. Dial-A-Ride service is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Dial-A-Ride currently operates 7 vehicles, 4 of which are wheelchair accessible and can accommodate mobility devices such as a folding walker or cane. The City of Cerritos Dial-A-Ride service transports city-approved eligible residents throughout the community based on a 3-tiered system, as shown in the map before you. In Tier 1, Dial-A-Ride vehicles can travel to any destination within the city's boundaries, including the city of Artesia and designated portions of the city of La Palma, for a flat rate of $1 each way. Tier 2 only services medical facilities or hospitals within a 3-mile radius of Tier 1 boundaries for a rate of $5 each way. This area is bordered by Florence Avenue to the north, Santa Gertrudis and Stanton Avenue to the east, Wardlow and Ball Road to the south, and Paramount Boulevard to the west. Within the Tier 3 service area, the Dial-A-Ride service only provides transportation to 4 city-approved medical facilities and hospitals for $7 each way. These approved destinations include Memorial Care Long Beach, formerly the Long Beach Memorial Hospital, Tibor Rubin VA Medical Center, formerly the Veterans Hospital of Long Beach, Talbert Medical Group, and UCI Health Center, Los Alamitos, formerly the Los Alamitos Medical Center. As mentioned previously, the Dial-A-Ride service is an eligibility and reservation-based transportation service available to Cerritos residents who are 55 years of age or older, or to individuals who qualify under the program's disability criteria. To determine program eligibility, interested participants must complete and submit a Dial-A-Ride application and waiver form. The application is available via the city's website at www.cerritos.gov/Dial-A-Ride, or may be obtained in person at Cerritos City Hall, located at 18125 Bloomfield Avenue, Cerritos, California, 90703. The purpose of the registration process is to ensure passenger safety through self-declaration of accessibility needs and emergency contact information. On the screen is a Dial-A-Ride application and waiver form. Upon receipt of an application, each application is reviewed to verify Cerritos residency, age, and/or disability status. Upon approval, participants are notified by mail of their participation in the Dial-A-Ride program and may immediately begin utilizing the Dial-A-Ride service. Participants may schedule trips using any of the 3 reservation options by calling the Dial-A-Ride direct line at 562-402-7433, online via the Cerritos website at www.cerritos.gov/Dial-A-Ride, or via the Cerritos Dial-A-Ride app, which is available for download in the Apple and Google Play stores. As a registered participant of the Dial-A-Ride program, participants are required to follow Dial-A-Ride policy and procedures, including but not limited to reservations, no-shows and cancellations, passenger conduct, personal care assistants and companions, and online app reservations and payment options. Reservations may be made 48 hours or 2 days in advance of the requested appointment. Requests for same-day service are only accepted on weekdays on a first-come, first-served basis and based on vehicle availability. When making a reservation, it's important that the participant have the following information: the complete address of the rider's pickup location and desired time of pickup, the complete address of the rider's destination and desired time of arrival to that destination, the rider's desired return trip reservation time, use of a wheelchair or any other mobility device, and if traveling with a personal care assistant, caregiver, or companion. It is important to note that while reservations may be scheduled at any time, a maximum of 2 recurring reservations are allowed per month per passenger in an effort to make vehicles available to as many participants as possible. Should a trip no longer be needed, it is encouraged that the passenger cancel at least 24 hours in advance to allow for trips to be made available to other Dial-A-Ride participants. All trip cancellations must be submitted no later than 2 hours before the scheduled pickup time. Personal care assistants and companions are permitted to accompany a Dial-A-Ride passenger on their trip. Personal care assistants are individuals designated or employed by the Dial-A-Ride participant to specifically provide care and assistance to the rider while traveling. A companion is an individual who travels with the rider for company or general support. Both personal care assistants and companions must board and disembark the vehicle at the same time, at the same origin and destination locations, and at the same exact time as the registered Dial-A-Ride participant. As drivers are limited in their capacity to provide passenger support beyond driving services, it is recommended that Dial-A-Ride passengers who need additional assistance bring a personal care assistant or a caregiver on their trip. Starting July 1st, 2026, the city introduced several service enhancements to the Dial-A-Ride program. In addition to telephone reservations, passengers now have access to reservation and payment options through a Cerritos Dial-A-Ride app and online portal via the city's Dial-A-Ride website, www.cerritos.gov/Dial-A-Ride. To make reservations via the Cerritos Dial-A-Ride app, first download the app in the Apple or Google Play stores. Next, log in by entering your mobile number and verification code sent via text message. Once you are logged into the app, you can now begin to book your trip by setting your pickup and drop-off locations, dates and times of pickup as well. This is where you will also include whether or not you will be traveling with a personal care assistant or companion or both, and if you will be utilizing a wheelchair or mobility device. You will not be charged a fare at the time of booking in the event that this trip will need to be canceled. When you have finished customizing or finalizing all your trip details, you can track your ride and receive notifications when your vehicle arrives. Similar capabilities are available in the web portal via the city's website at www.cerritos.gov/dial-a-ride. The city's Dial-a-Ride service is funded by way of the city's restricted Proposition A and C local return funds, generated through county-initiated, voter-approved, half-cent sales tax measures. Proposition A and C funds are provided to the city of Cerritos by the state of California by way of LA County Metro on an annual basis and are restricted for transportation purposes only. Currently, the city receives approximately $2 million annually in Proposition A and C funding. The Dial-a-Ride program is wholly funded by the city's annual Proposition A and C allocation without the need to utilize or supplement from the city's general fund. In conclusion, the City of Cerritos Dial-a-Ride program provides eligible seniors and individuals with disabilities with safe, affordable, and reliable shared transportation throughout the community and to designated regional destinations, helping residents maintain independence and access essential services. The city continues to administer the Dial-a-Ride program with operational efficiency, enhanced rider convenience, meeting the mobility needs of the Cerritos community. For additional information on the city's Dial-a-Ride program, please visit the city's website at www.cerritos.gov/dial-a-ride. City staff is also available to provide assistance and can be contacted by calling the Cerritos Transit Line at 562-916-1202 or in person at Cerritos City Hall, located at 18125 Bloomfield Avenue, Cerritos, California, 90703. At this time, staff recommends that the Senior Services Commission review and discuss the information presented, receive any public comments, and formally receive and file the report. Before I conclude this presentation, I would just like to note that next Thursday, August 27th, 2026, staff will be available at the Senior Center for a workshop on the Dial-a-Ride program. The workshop will be held at the Pepper Tree East Room at 10 a.m. and is open to Cerritos residents and anyone who might be interested in learning more about the Dial-a-Ride program. Thank you for your attention to this presentation. At this time, myself and Director of Community Development, Sabrina Chan, is available to answer any questions the commissioners may have.
Thank you so much on that, Ms. Chan and Marielle. Thank you so much for the presentation about the City of Cerritos Dial-a-Ride service program. Do we have any questions from the commission? And I would like us to begin maybe from one side. How about we go to the vice chair, then we'll go this way, and then again this way and that way. So I hope that works.
I have a question. I didn't. You may have covered it, but how do we pay for rides? Can you use cash at the time, or can you prepay with an app, or how?
So thank you for your question, Vice Chair Dawson. At this time, because we do now have the app, there are now options to pay via the app. You can also still pay on board the vehicle with cash payment or credit card options.
Oh.
But with the app, there is more availability and flexibility for payment options.
So with the app, there is a way to charge it with a credit card?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And you will not be charged until the booking is complete. So it'll just stay there until the booking is complete.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. That was a good question. Let me go this way. Okay.
Thank you for the presentation. I have two questions, easy questions for you, actually. For the personal care assistant and companions, is there a limit of how many can go with the rider?
So there is a limit of one personal care assistant and one companion. So a rider can have both at the same time for their trip.
Okay. Second question is, I'm excited to see that they have this new system where you can download the app and track your ride or order your ride. But just curious, how many have started using this? Are our seniors good technically in using the tech?
I believe it's a mix of both. We've received feedback from our contractor that many have been using the app quite successfully. Many seniors do still prefer calling in person, especially those that have been in the program for a long time. So it's a mix of both, and we understand it's an adjustment period at this time, and we hope that more people will be accustomed to the app as we continue to move forward with the program or with the software.
I see. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Angelides. Angelis, right? Sorry about that. Yeah, it was a pretty thorough presentation. I do have a few questions. I'll start with a suggestion on page 4. When you have the map, you said it's that the tier 1 is Cerritos, Artesia, and portions of Buena Park. Oh, I'm sorry, La Palma. I think we can add to it also Santa Fe Springs, Buena Park, and Lakewood. I mean, I looked at the map, and there's portions of those cities as well. So I think we can add that to the advertisement, and it'll still be truth in advertising. I want to ask, when an applicant submits an application, that's paper, right? They can't apply online, right?
Yes, that is correct. We still have the applications on paper. The application is available online to print and sign,
Right, so you can't
manually
electronically
by
apply, at
the
least not
writer.
yet.
Correct.
And the notification is by mail.
By mail.
They cannot get a text. So even if they are accepted into the program, they have to wait a day or two to receive to see that they've been accepted. Right? Yeah, there's a delay.
Thank you, Commissioner Barlevy, for that question. In the event that a senior does need to be enrolled in the program quickly, please call staff and we can expedite review. They could submit via email to staff and we'll email approvals. Typically, if someone applies during the week, all approvals, so long as they're Cerritos resident and meet the qualifications, they will be approved by that. By the end of the week, by Friday, and that's when we send out all the notifications and we notify our contractor to input everyone into the system. But if there is a passenger that, they need to take a trip quickly, we're happy to work with them to expedite the review and get them enrolled sooner.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that if someone applies on Monday or Thursday, they will get the approval on Friday and then probably see the letter on Saturday or Monday?
Correct.
Okay, so it may take up to a week if they apply Monday. So basically, don't apply Monday, apply Thursdays, right?
Whatever is convenient for the applicant. But if you do need an approval sooner, we're happy to work with the individuals accordingly.
Okay, and I wanted to ask, what are the hours of operation? Can customers get the Dollar Ride 24/7?
So service hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then on the weekend, Saturday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If they do need to call for a reservation or make a reservation through the app, they can do so 24 hours. They would just leave a voicemail on the phone lines or reserve it via the app, and it'll be confirmed. If they are calling online or calling in person, they can confirm that reservation can be confirmed the following day by the dispatcher when they begin the service operation.
So the trip has to end by 8 p.m. On weekdays, not begin at 8 p.m., right?
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on
Right.
weekdays, correct.
So is it? Can they be picked up at 8 p.m. and arrive at their destination at 8:15? Probably not, right?
No.
Yeah, they have to arrive by 8.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So my next question is, why do we require the applicants to, or when we order, to give both time of arrival and time of pickup? It's like, shouldn't we give shouldn't one be sufficient?
So the Dollar Ride service is a shared ride service, so it helps the dispatchers plan their trips accordingly. So if a rider needs to be at an appointment at 10 o'clock, it would be best for the dispatchers to know that so that they can plan for their drivers to be at the location at a certain time, and the rider can be at their desired destination and appointment on time as well.
Okay, so if they have an appointment at 10 o'clock and they think it's only a 15-minute ride, but it may be longer because it's shared, will they be notified via the app or via phone they need to be ready before that because the trip will take longer than they had expected?
Thank you, Commissioner Barlevy. So that's a great question. And when we kind of work with seniors to help them navigate this program, we let them know to factor in buffers of the self for themselves. This is a public service, so you still have to factor in all the limitations. So typically, the Dial-A-Ride program has always offered a pickup. So you let us know what time to pick up and what time drop off, what time to pick up and return. Recently, with our new provider, one of the new options that we're debuting, and it's unfortunately it's only available by telephone, is if you need to arrive by time. So if there's a time you need to arrive by your doctor's office at 10 p.m., if you're calling, you're able to request to arrive by a certain time. Right now, the technology in the app hasn't been set up yet for that specific configuration, but it is a new configuration where when seniors call, hey, I actually need to arrive at the doctor's by 10, then dispatchers will work backwards to try to identify that time for pickup.
Whose app is it? Is it our app or the vendor's app?
It is the vendor's app, but the city, it serves the city's Dial-A-Ride program.
I understand. My question is because if there's something lacking in the app, if it's our IT, we can tell them tomorrow to make the adjustment. If it's the vendor's app,
It is the
strict.
vendors. It is
Okay.
a subcontractor app,
Yeah, okay,
and so there's limitations to the app currently how it's designed.
Right, but we can ask them to.
They are working on that,
update
correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
And, also wanted to know in the report, I thought I saw somewhere that the app allows you to track to see where your vehicle is before it arrives, so you can see that it's on its way. Is that correct? Did I read it correctly?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, very good. So, is it designed that unless you are unless you're waiting for a car, you don't sit there and track it. If you have the app, you can't track, right? It's only if you're waiting, right, for a car.
Correct.
And you said that customers are limited to 2 trips per month, and that's it?
2 recurring trips per month.
Recurring trips.
Recurring trips.
Okay, and then as many non-recurring as no limitation on non-recurring?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay. So I guess, that obviously brings up the question. So, do you keep track of all the trips so you can figure out, hey, you got some recurring trips? If you go to the same place, it's like what do you call a recurring trip? Is it if you go to the same destination, or is it you go to the same destination every Tuesday?
Thank you, Commissioner Barlevy. That's a great question. For recurring trips, those are what we call standing trips. So if a senior knows like twice a month they go to the doctor, the same time, that's what we call a recurring trip. So then maybe every 10th of the month, they're going to the doctor at 9 a.m. And then every 21st of the month, they're going to the doctor at 10 a.m. So you'd set those 2 dates, and then those 2 trips are booked for that senior each month. So that's what we consider a recurring trip. So the rider has to request for those trips.
So maybe if I understand correctly, a recurring trip is one that is set up months in advance, whereas a non-recurring trip can be set up only 2 days in advance. I guess that's the definition.
Correct. The recurring trip is so in a month. If there's 2 trips that you're consistently taking every month at the same date on the same time, you can set it up. To have those recurring trips, you do need to call in to set up those trips. But then you're correct. Every other trip is up to 48 hours in advance.
Right. Okay. So recurring trip, you set it up once, and
until you stop. Until you request.
Right. So you don't have to
think about
repeatedly reserve them. Okay. And I'm almost done with all my questions. How many cars do we have that perform the Dial-A-Ride?
So we currently operate 7 vehicles. 4 of those are wheelchair accessible.
Okay. And do we have 7 drivers for the 7 vehicles?
Thank you, Commissioner Barlevy. So our private contractor, MV Transit, handles the drivers and the scheduling of drivers. So really that depends on the number of trips they're scheduled.
Right.
If there are enough trips to have all vehicles in deployment, then there will be 7 vehicles servicing the community. It really depends on the number of trips being booked and the number of drivers needed.
So we can accommodate up to 7 multiple vehicles, right? Although we can consolidate, right? We can, but
Correct.
consolidate trips, but we can do up to 7.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Commissioner.
Yeah, thanks, Maria, for giving a nice and extensive information about the dial-a-ride. It's very good for the local seniors, citizen in the area specified. But my question is, in case someone has to go to UCI or somewhere else, say to UCLA, what is the provision dial-a-ride have under that circumstances?
Thank you, Commissioner Singh. So I think your question is if they need to go to a destination outside of a
Yes.
location that's approved. And we get this request from seniors all the time, wishing they could go to different places. And unfortunately, just due to the limitations, we have probably over 2,000 seniors enrolled. We have only 7 vehicles, and so many passengers have various needs, and so we do need to limit our scope of service to locations where we can equitably provide service to all our seniors. And so, for example, if we start providing service to LAX, then that time it takes to take someone to the airport and back, you're taking away trips for seniors who need to go to the doctor locally, et cetera. So at this time, and also due to limited funding that's available, the service is maintained as approved by the City Council within our tiers 1, 2, and 3. We always have a list of recommendations from seniors of like where they would like to go, and at the time, if in the future there is opportunity to do a study on future locations to include, which would have to come at a cost to the city, the cost to transport them farther. That is always an option, but at this time, due to just the limited funding availability, the number of users we have, and the best way to equitably provide our transportation services to seniors and persons with disabilities, we are limited to, for the Dollar Ride program, to only access these locations.
So it means it's not possible to go to those places,
Not at this
especially
time.
the hospitals.
So
I'm
we-
not talking about any other thing, just the hospitals, in case someone has to go to UCI.
Correct.
And
So
there is
yeah.
nobody to take them to UCI, and UCI is just nearby, so what is the provision they have?
Thank you. So there are 4 hospitals in Tier 3. So we do go to the UCI Health
Yes.
campus in Los Alamitos. So that is a Tier 3 location.
Okay.
And there's 4 other hospitals outside, and we also have La Palma Intercontinental Hospital. The hospitals within Tier 1 and 2, we can provide service to. So we often recommend to our seniors, if they depend on the Dollar Ride service, to perhaps identify hospitals or medical centers with that travel within Tier 1 and 2,
Mhm.
where we can provide service to. Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner, you had another question.
Sorry, one more question. So on tier 3, we have 4 hospitals. Are those by our residents' demand, or was it the ones that the service company chose?
Thank you, Commissioner Chen. So the Dollar Ride or the city's Dollar Ride program has been in service for quite some time, for a very long time now. And at the program's inception, these tiers and the service areas were determined by the City Council. So study was done to determine where our residents go to, and these 4 hospitals in Tier 3 were identified, and this was approved by the City Council in terms of the hospitals that we serve in Tier 3. Mhm.
Any other questions, commissioners? Okay. I was going to save my comments for the end, but I think I'm going to say it right now about Dial-A-Ride. So I don't have any questions because I kind of, all my comments and my answers are actually coming from my dad, who uses this very regularly. So he's filled me in with everything that's going on in your presentation. He probably gave me the same presentation, I think. So I wanted to give you just a few words of encouragement and to let you guys know that this program is working really well. Not him, but his dad used to use this years ago when it was, new at that time. But we see the difference right now. So these are the comments that came from my dad. And he said, the vehicles were very well maintained. I know we are using a third party and we just changed the vendor, but the vehicles were very well maintained. courteous drivers and staff, was very courteous. It's very affordable. The application, so my father-in-law is over 75. I think he's 77 now. And he is one of those people who's very technologically very savvy, but he really enjoyed the app. He did have some comments, which I think he did call the city and let them know, his what he had in mind. But very easy to use, very easy to set the appointments. He did tell me there were plenty of slots available for him to make these appointments, and he mainly uses it for his doctor's appointments. He was able to get 5 appointments. He does not use them, it's not recurring. These are just appointments that he has to, whatever issues he's having, he's trying to get these appointments and take care of his health because he doesn't drive anymore. But he was able to get these slots very easily, very well. The dispatcher, apparently there was one time when he had to call and confirm the time because it was he was going to share it with another friend of his, and they wanted to make sure that they were going to reach in time. So the dispatcher was very courteous as well, and they planned it in such a way that they could both get their appointments done. And the reason they want those appointments, the return appointments need to be booked, is so that the company can plan out their drivers on their route. I'm assuming they plan their route according to the distance and everything. So I think overall it was a very good experience for him. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. Thank you for introducing the application, because we think the young people are into applications and we want to use the phone, but no, the seniors or the super seniors like my father, they are really into it. And they are technologically very savvy. All they need to do is sometimes they need to be taught that, okay, well, you don't do this, but do this, and it works better. So I think that's excellent. And he's even ready to volunteer and talk about the program to other seniors. So just wanted to let you know that. But thank you for that presentation. It was wonderful. Moving on to the next, if there are any public comments on this item, I'd like to open it up now. Okay, we have one speaker. Go
Hi,
ahead, Ms.
Thank
Geis.
you for letting me speak again. I'm here for my dad, who's 85, and I wish that that he could use the apps like your dad, but maybe that's the difference in the 10 years. And so I would encourage you guys to remember that your customer base is only getting older. And that means they're going to struggle with not being able to use the apps. And so I would say he loves using the phone, and he will call and he can do that. And he set up a couple rides and everything else that you said, 100%. I did want to make a point about the return time. The reason it's important, at least for my dad, is because he just recently lost his ability to drive. Well, he'll tell you he has the ability, but the state took it from him. But I'm like, no, it was a good thing. It was time. And he likes to go to the post office. Well, it's not a long trip. So he likes to tell them, can you pick me up and take me at this time? And then he knows he's going to be there at least a half hour to an hour, but he doesn't mind because that's his independence. And so that's hugely important for our seniors, is for them to still have some dignity and to still have a sense of independence. And so I would just appreciate that you guys continue to use the app, because it's good for me. I can see what's going on and I can help him make it if something's wrong with his phone. But for him and for the others, it's the dignity of being able to make your own appointments. And so I think the service is phenomenal, and I hope that the city keeps funding it because our seniors need this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much on that. Are there any other speakers for tonight? Okay. Seeing none, I will close the public comment period. And are there any other comments from the commission on this report? If there are none, I'd like to move to, if we can have a motion to receive and file this report.
I move.
Second.
Thank you. And if we can please activate the electronic voting.
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Thank you so much on that. Moving on to the next item, 7B. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. Item 7B is review and consideration of an informational review of the 2026 Grandparents' Day and SPICE programs held at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park. The report will be presented by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you, Ms. Castillo. Good evening, Chairperson Bott and members of the Commission. It is my pleasure to present on item 7B, an informational review of the 2026 Grandparents' Day and SPICE programs at the Cerritos Senior Center. With school out, grandparents had the opportunity to spend some quality time with their grandchildren in a fun and welcoming environment. On Friday, July 17th, the center hosted its sold-out annual Grandparents' Day event, featuring the heartwarming animated film Zootopia 2. The activities were geared towards children aged 2 to 12. Many of the children who attended have been attending this annual event for several years and continue to participate because they enjoy the time spent with their grandparents. This year, we hosted 45 grandchildren and 55 grandparents. This special day is the only time each year that seniors are invited to bring their grandchildren to experience the Senior Center alongside them. This event was filled with fun and excitement for participants of all ages. Families enjoyed a variety of interactive games and creative crafts, including animal print painting, colorful sand art, and a themed obstacle course. The activities encourage grandparents and grandchildren to create lasting memories while spending quality time together in a welcoming environment. A delicious lunch and dessert were provided, adding to the festive atmosphere. As a keepsake, both grandparents and grandchildren received a printed photo for this special day together. This event remains a popular one, reinforcing the center's mission to foster active aging, family connections, and community engagement. Seniors personally involved in children's enrichment, also known as SPICE, is a partnership between Carver Academy Elementary School and Cerritos Senior Center. This program helps foster positive attitude towards seniors and encourages interactions between seniors and youth. The Cerritos Senior Center and Carver Academy Elementary School partners for the school year to provide children of Carver Academy opportunities to interact with the city's diverse senior population. The partnership with Carver Academy for the 2025-2026 school year was a great success. A total of 468 students participated from grades TK to 6th grade. 45 senior volunteers assisted in monthly programs and end-of-the-year pen pal picnic and softball game. This year, students had the opportunity to provide in grade-level appropriate California standard-based lessons with dedicated Cerritos senior volunteers. The lessons seek to expose students to the older population to dispel age-related myths for both children and the seniors. Featured here are photos from a few of the activities and the theme for each activity. TK, also known as Transitional Kindergarten students, joined senior volunteers who read A Fish Out of Water by Dr. Seuss. Then seniors helped the students create their own Fish Out of Water. In reading across the generations, kindergartners joined senior volunteers who read The Magic Hat by Mem Fox. Then seniors helped the students create their own Magic Hat. For 2nd grade, students from Carver Academy interview seniors to learn how life has changed since the seniors were children. Seniors bring pictures and memorabilia to provide a better understanding of the changes they have experienced. During the Eyes of the Serrano Indians activity, 4th graders learned about the Serrano Indians and created clay coil pot artifacts with help from senior volunteers. 5th graders participated in balancing their diet, where focus was to maintain a healthy lifestyle through balanced nutrition and physical activity. At the Mental Challenge, 6th graders and seniors teamed up for a fun, enriching trivia game that bridges generations and fosters intergenerational connection. The last activity of the year was a baseball game between the existing 6th grade and the senior softball team. This year was the first year that the students beat the seniors. The kids were prepared for us, and this year they did not want to lose. Here's a few more photos of the activities that were occurring during the last few weeks. Our Pen Pal program is, I'm sorry, let me go back. Our Pen Pal program is one of our favorite activities for third graders and our senior volunteers. The program begins in January, and seniors and students send 3 letters to each other over a 4-month span. The students learn how to write letters and benefit from the practice of corresponding with their pen pals. The letters seniors and kids receive are priceless. At the end of the letter writing period, the student and seniors got the opportunity to meet at the annual Pen Pal picnic. This year, it was a space-themed picnic. Activities included bingo, dancing lines, and lunch. Each pen pal received a printed photo and frame to remember their pen pal for the school year. On average, 55 students attend each activity. Therefore, the program would simply not be possible without the dedication of our senior volunteers. The center is always in need of more volunteers. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to the front desk at the Cerritos Senior Center. This year, we had 45 volunteers and 10 activities. The 2026-2027 school year will start very soon, and we are recruiting senior volunteers for all of our SPICE activities. If you know someone who is 50 or older and would like to add some spice to their life, please contact the Cerritos Senior Center at 562-916-8550. This concludes my report, and I will be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that report, Mrs. Zavala. Do we have any questions from the commission? And we'll go in the same route. Vice Chair?
Excellent report, but I have no questions. Thank you.
Well, I personally was volunteering and volunteered in 2 or 3 of the events, and I really, truly enjoyed it. So I'm going to sign up next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the report, Mrs. Zavala. I wanted to ask on the Grandparents' Day event, is it limited to just grandparents and grandchildren, or is the middle generation also invited? I'm thinking specifically for transportation. Obviously, the grandchildren cannot drive, and sometimes neither can the grandparents.
Thank you for the question. Typically, we direct it towards grandparents and grandchildren. If there was a special circumstance where somebody didn't have a grandparent or they needed some special accommodations, of course, they can come to the front desk and we'd be happy to discuss that with them. The program itself is so popular that every year it does fill up, and we even have a wait list. So fortunately for us, we have such a high demand that we're never in need of extra people. But again, if there's some kind of other circumstance, but we do gear it towards grandparents and grandchildren, and it does fill up each time with just those.
Thank you for that. Commissioner Gopal?
Yes, I'm very delighted to know about all these programs. I was not aware at all, so that's good to know. And I'm going.
Thank you so much on that again. And I'd like to open up for public comments on this item. Okay, seeing none, I'll now close the public comment period. I don't have any questions on this, so thank you so much for the presentation. It was wonderful. Okay, and if we don't have any questions, may I request for a motion to receive and file this report?
Motion to receive and file.
Second.
Thank you. And if we can activate the electronic voting.
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Thank you. The next item is 7C. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. Item 7C is review and consideration of an informational report regarding programs and services at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park. The report will be presented by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you. Chairperson Bott, members of the commission, it is my honor to present on item 7C, review and consideration of an informational report regarding programs and services at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park. If I may, please direct your attention to the screen. Before we continue, just want to highlight to the community that all programs, workshops, and special announcements can be found on our Cerritos Lifelong Enrichment digitally and is viewable on your cell phone or computer. I would like to highlight the following programs. First one being the Garden Club, held monthly. This class is a free drop-in class and is open to all seniors. Whether you're new to gardening or have years of experience, this club will be educational and fun. Sharing garden cuttings, herbs, fruits, and vegetables is encouraged. The next one will be held on Tuesday, September 15th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Next, we have Yoga with Latha. This begins in September. The next session will begin in September. We currently have one going in August from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Registration is ongoing for residents. Non-residents may sign up beginning August 20th, and this class is free. Tai Chi is held every Monday and Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. This class is taught by a Cerritos College instructor. A form must be filled out prior to dropping in. Knitting and crocheting will be held on Tuesdays from September 8th through September 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. The cost to join is $36 for the session. We have a wide variety of workshops. However, we would like to highlight the following. Members of the community who were unable to join us this evening, we would like to invite them to attend a viewing of the Senior Services Commission meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, August 19th from 9 to 10 a.m. We'd love to have you join us. Learn more about the city's DALRAD program at this informative presentation workshop led by the city's Department of Community Development. This workshop will be held on Thursday, August 27th from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Cerritos Senior Center. This workshop is free. A new workshop that we have this session is titled Music for Social Entertainment will be held on Tuesday, August 25th from 2 to 3 p.m. Join a representative from Independence at Home for a social activity that encourages participants to share the different kinds of music each person enjoys listening to at various special occasions such as birthdays, weddings, and holidays. This workshop is also This workshop is also free. Estate planning is coming up on Tuesday, September 1st from 10 to 11 a.m. Come learn how to plan for the future and keep your estate secure. We would like to remind the community that we host monthly Alzheimer's caregiver support group and grief groups. Alzheimer caregiver support groups are held on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. For many, the best source of support is through support groups. Join the facilitator from Alzheimer's Los Angeles to develop new coping strategies and find comfort, strength, and hope in a compassionate and safe environment. Grief support groups. Join a representative from Independence at Home for a grief support group offering guidance, conversation, and community for those experiencing loss. Participants are invited to share, listen, and learn coping strategies in a respectful and caring environment. We have some fun and exciting events coming up that we would like the community to join us. End of the Summer Ice Cream Social. Let's celebrate the end of the summer with sweet treats and good company. Join us on Tuesday, August 25th from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Paper shredding and compost event will take place on Saturday, September 19th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at the Cerritos Senior Center. Take care of those unwanted documents and learn more about composting at our community event. Whale watching excursion is coming up on Wednesday, September 23rd from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come enjoy a day on the water and see some beauty of the ocean. The registration cost is $40 and registration is ongoing. Join us for our Senior Health and Wellness Fair on Friday, October 2nd from 8:30 a.m. to noon. This year's theme is Active Bodies, Healthy Minds. This celebrates the importance of staying active, informed, and connected at every age. Cerritos residents may enter beginning at 8:30 a.m., while non-residents may enter at 9 a.m. Explore resources for more than 50 vendors offering valuable senior-related information, services, and resources. Attendees can also take advantage of free health screenings. Come learn, connect, and discover ways to support a healthier and more active lifestyle. This concludes my report. Ms. Castillo and I are available for any questions.
Mr. Zavala, thank you so much for that report. That was an excellent presentation and making us aware of all these programs. Do we have any questions from the commission? We will start again from the vice chair.
Thank you for your report. No questions.
Chairperson Chen.
A question about paper shredding. So basically, it'll be at the parking lot, so people just drive up and give the boxes and that's it. Because I've attended one of those paper shredding, it was really easy. So I don't know how ours is going to be like.
Definitely. Thank you for the question. Probably very similar to your previous experience. It will be a drive-through opportunity. So we have two lines. One if you're just interested in receiving some compost or dropping off some paper to be shredded, or we also have a line if you're interested in both. But it is a drive-through process.
Nice.
So you don't have to get out of your vehicle.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Barlevy.
Thank you. On a similar note, on the same event, I assume there's a limit. You don't want people to haul a trailer full of paper.
Definitely. So, well, as far as the paper, yeah, if you have two like kind of box size
Banker boxes.
there we go. That's what we like to limit to, just so we have enough for the entire community to shred. And for the compost, two 35-gallon rigid containers, something that could hold the hot material, the hot compost.
And I assume you also want no paper clips or staples, right?
Good. Yeah, I believe the shredding, it will shred up the staples along with paper clips.
Thank you on that. And Commissioner Singh.
Thank you for the report. No question.
I have a quick question. Like I said, excellent. You covered everything from whale watching to knitting and everything. For the whale watching, and is it going to be a bus and we have a limited, is it one bus or like, I'm just curious about it.
Thank you for the question. Yes, we will have one charter size bus that could accommodate up to 54 seniors.
Perfect. Thank you so much on that. I will open up for public comments on this item now. Seeing none, I will close the public comment period. If there are there any further comments from the commission on this report, or do we have a motion to receive and file this report?
Move to receive and file.
Thank you. In a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Can we activate the electronic voting? Might be blank on my side. Oh, okay, it came up. Thank you.
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
All right, thank you so much on that. Moving on to the next item, item 8. The next item is 8A, reports from designated commission staff liaison, Ms. Costello. Do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. I would like to provide you a couple of updates. Staff has received direction that the Cerritos Senior Center hours of operation are to be reduced this fiscal year due to budget constraints. Staff is working on the process to adjust the hours, and the public will be informed in advance of any changes in the operating hours before it takes effect. And the second item I have is, in addition, staff has been directed to change the Senior Service Commission meeting schedule to a quarterly basis due to budget constraints. The commission meetings are now at 7 p.m. on the third Tuesday of February, May, August, and November here in this council chamber.
Thank you. All right, and moving on to the next item. The next item is 8B, reports from Senior Services Commission members. And I will start from our Vice Chair, Mr. Dawson.
I would just like to relate that my wife and I went to the lunch served by the HSA at the senior center, and it was very well done. We just wanted to see how it was done, being on the Senior Services Commission, and the lunch was very simple, paper plates, but delicious. So I would just like to congratulate you. Of course, you need to make a reservation if you intend to go. So make a reservation, and it's worth going. That's all.
Thank you so much on that. Commissioner Chen?
Well, our city has been quite busy during the summer. So since our last meeting, I've attended 3 of the, we call that the LEAD seminar, Learn, Educate, Act, and Discover. And one was for Public Works and the community and cultural services, and the last one was theater, communication, and marketing. And I wanted to thank the city for arranging this to get the residents more involved and educate us on how the city work is done. And I thought it was very educational, very beneficial. So I would encourage residents to sign up next year if we are continuing doing this again and with the LEAD program. Memorial Day wreath laying and also the Elect Freedom Ring celebration were all very successful. Last one was the Frontier Park picnic shelter, the ribbon cutting. We do have a new, nice and clean picnic shelter. We were all there attending the ribbon cutting. Taking this time, maybe I can ask a couple questions with the staff. That at end of July, I think around July the 23rd, there was like a water damage to the center, so the center was closed for a few days. Could we have a little like what happened and maybe some update on that?
Thank you for your inquiry and question. So at the Cerrito Senior Center, at the end of July, like you mentioned, we did have a fire sprinkler that broke. So unfortunately, we did have some some water damage. Staff was really quick and efficient, and actually, I just want to thank multiple city departments, including Public Works, that came out very quickly, and had they not worked so quickly, the damage could have been definitely much larger. We are still on an ongoing basis with getting that all taken care of. A lot of the times we've been able to do it after hours. So after those first initial days where we just needed to clear and dry everything out, we've been able to do some of the modifications and the repairs that are needed after hours. Staff has adjusted their schedules to be able to accommodate that so that we didn't impact the hours of operations for our seniors. So we are in the process, and we're making some good progress.
Okay, well, very good, because that was, I think the service disruption was very minimal. So the seniors really appreciate it. Second question is the service, the insurance requirement on the senior organizations. Can we have an update? I heard that it's going to take effect. They have to have the insurance by January the 1st. And a couple of the senior organizations that I talked to, they're still trying to find the best insurance, the lowest premium possible. Can we have a little update on that, please?
Thank you for your question, Commissioner. So to be in compliance and follow the same set of rules and policies that the other facilities adhere to, we are having our senior groups be able to provide insurance when they renew for their 2027 applications to become an approved group again. Thankfully, our enterprise services manager and the entire department have been really diligent about doing some homework and doing some research for the seniors to give them some suggestions as to possible ways to go about the process. The manager, myself, and Cynthia Fiallo, who was a coordinator at the senior center, were able to meet one-on-one with each of the groups, whether it's the president and or the treasurer, and to kind of do a one-on-one with them, answer their questions, provided them the application, the reasoning behind the updated process. Originally, it was a due date of earlier, but we wanted to meet with them, and this is not supposed to be a scary thing for them. We are accessible to them. The manager in enterprise services has given her contact information information, and again, did the legwork to find which companies probably work best for these specific items that are needed. Again, we're not endorsing any of them. They don't have to go through them, but these ones tend, after the educating ourselves, seem to be able to work best for them. But they can go through any avenues they want. We're here for any questions they have. I think they really appreciated the one-on-one to make it not so scary possibly and be accessible and available to them at any given time. So far, they've actually been very receptive, and they have built a really good relationship with Cynthia, who's the coordinator who oversees the groups and reservations. And so that's definitely been an open line of communication to get the word out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Barlevy?
Thank you. I just wanted to report that I've been attending several of the Friday afternoon films, and I'm very impressed with the selection and the breadth of the films. So I think they're very good films, and they're all relatively recent. So I think our seniors are well served by those weekly Friday film screenings. Thank you.
Commissioner Singh?
I have attended the last India Independence Day in Artesia, and there were a lot of peoples, and I met a lot of senior citizens. And I'm encouraging them to join our facilities. And in fact, so I brought one group today so that they can have a tour of our facilities. And I would like to encourage a lot of senior citizens to our facilities, because we are providing all different things. That's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. I do have some comments of my own. I did attend the lead as well. Looks like a lot of us did. Like Commissioner Vice Chair Dawson was there. Commissioner Barlevy was there as well. And I really think, like how Ms. Commissioner Chen said, it was a really well-organized event, every session. So I would encourage our citizens, we do this next year, you should join this to at least see how the city works, because they covered everything from the finances, the city operations, the sheriff operation, to the CCPA. I mean, it was really nice, I think. So that was definitely an eye-opener to see things from up close, see exactly how things work. And we had a tour of all these places as well. We had a tour of the sheriff station in one of the sessions. We had a tour of the CCPA, which was just absolutely amazing, because I did not know that there were so many configurations in that place. So it was really lovely. Along with that, there was a library book sale. Again, the library is, I'm very passionate about it, and that's very close to my heart. So I wanted to bring this up, and the reason, you'll hear why I'm bringing this up. So the book sale, usually, these book sales are used book sales, which are donated by our community, or they are withdrawn from the library. The Friends of the Cerritos Library sells these books, and of course, that whatever funds they make, that goes back to the library for the enrichment programs like the summer reading program and stuff like that. More than 50%, I would say actually 90% of our volunteers are senior citizens. And I realized this time, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, but I realized that this time, these are like-minded people coming together. It's a community of their own. They are so passionate about their books. The conversations you hear from them, you are, like, if you listen to them speak, you are going to learn something from them. These are some life lessons you will learn as they speak. So it's very important, just like how children are really important, so are our seniors. It's really important for them to feel involved in this community. It's very important for them to feel independent and have a purpose for something. So that was a small community that we got together at the library, and it just gave me a little enlightenment. So, you know, to all our senior citizens who are out there helping out, so thank you for doing what you're doing. And the whole thing made me realize how important this commission is. You know, when the idea came up, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, it's a good commission to have. But the more I think about it, the more things I'm observing, it feels to me that this is such an important commission to have. So thank you for allowing us to do what we're doing, and thank you to all my commissioners who are making that effort to go out to events like Mr. Dawson and his wife. They're an exemplary couple, by the way. They go out to, you know, they didn't need to do this, what they did, to go out and check the lunch for HSA, but they did because they wanted to see how it is and how it worked. So I appreciate each of you. Thank you for that. And very quickly, I have another incident I want to share with everyone. And this is a very motivating incident. I happened to speak to one of our seniors about the knitting program, and I casually mentioned that the time doesn't work for me. I'd love to learn knitting. Never learned it as a child, but I'd love to learn, but the time doesn't work for me. And the senior told me, she looked at me and she's like, you know how to use YouTube. Just go on YouTube. And I thought that was very nice that she mentioned that to me. You know, I loved her enthusiasm and the way she told me. And I was like, duh, yes, I could do that. But I was finding a reason to, tell someone that, oh, I can't do it just because the time doesn't work. But she made it very simple for me. So, there's a lot to learn from our seniors. And as we grow older, I see that there is just so much more to learn from them. So thank you to all the seniors out there. That's all for my comments. I'd like to remind everyone that the city has 2 upcoming special community events. We did speak about this a little bit, but the city is holding a paper shredding and compost event for the Cerritos residents at the Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, September 19th. That's the flyer. If you'd like to see that, we have some flyers here. The city is also holding the Senior Health and Wellness Fair at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park on Friday, October 2nd, from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. for Cerritos residents and 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for non-residents. This event is open to patrons 50 years of age and older. And that's the flyer for this event. For more information about these community events, please visit the city's website at cerritos.gov. And with no other business, I'd like to adjourn our tonight's meeting, and I thank each of you for your time and watching us from home. Thank you. I don't have a gavel, but it's good enough.